How you doing?
I'm well, and you?
I'm doing well. Where you calling from?
Delaware.
Delaware?
Yes, Delaware.
What part of Delaware you at?
I'm by the ocean.
You know where Seaford at?
I do.
Yeah, I used to stay in Seaford. I used to stay in Georgetown.
Really? I am from Laurel.
It's all right up in there together. I used to work at the chicken factory.
What year? Like,
Um,
my father and my mother met at the chicken factory, like Mount Air, Purdue?
I was at Townsend.
Raphael?
Um, I don't remember.
No?
But
Okay.
it was back in like 80, 89 when I
Okay.
worked there.
You might have passed, wow, this is interesting. Interesting. Yeah, you might have known my father,
Who is he?
Raphael Gray.
I might, but I know the Rodriguez family.
Okay. No.
Um, they stayed in Seaford.
Wow.
My brother-in-law is from up there, and that's how I ended up there working.
Okay. All right. Well, my father's people are originally from Georgia, Florida way. So yeah, came up here picking fruit.
Yep.
It's a long time to talk to you.
What you want to talk about?
I guess I knocked a while ago trying to figure out some things, and I don't even know where to start. Right. I feel that I've heard whispers, right, in my dreams, and I've received messages through my dreams. And then sometimes when I'm blocked, I send messages to other people and they come to me, and just some of the synchronicities that hit can
Mm-hmm.
overwhelm me. And I feel sometimes under, I've questioned what my purpose is, right? I've I say that I've fluttered these different rooms or these different spaces with people, and I felt like I got caught in a war. And
You absolutely got caught in the war when you was born here this time. You were definitely in the middle of a war.
right, um, but some of these other dreams I've experienced. My daughter experiences them as well. She wakes up and gives me messages. She's extremely gifted. I'm late to the game, right? I This is something that hit me.
Stop lying to yourself. You ain't late to the game. You came in right on time. You stop telling yourself you late to the game because that's delaying. It's creating a glitch in your vision.
Okay.
You right on time. You right in pace. You came when you supposed to came. You showed up on time.
I've come up. I think I found myself in spaces where people have read more books than I, and some of the things that have come into my dreams, I would speak to some people about, and I felt like I was being dumbed down, like I was delusional, right? There's things that I know that were being either sent to me or someone else, and I tried to give that message, and I don't think it was received. And I questioned, which I say I ask for forgiveness when I question, right? That, like, what is my purpose of knowing these things if people aren't going to?
Stop. So don't question that no more. Your job as a messenger is to deliver the message. You don't have to receive the message for them. You pass the message on. You're a relay.
Okay.
You the mail lady. You don't give a fuck what the bill say in that motherfucker. You gave them the bill.
Okay.
That's your part.
Okay.
What they do with their part, that's not your responsibility. It has nothing to do with you. Long as you do your part, you receive your reward from spirit for being obedient to what your heart told you to do.
But in relaying these messages, I feel like I had things thrown at me. I know for a fact I had things thrown.
Yes, you absolutely gonna have tomatoes strung up on you while you live on stage, outperforming the motherfucker that thought they was on the stage and found out they in the audience. Yes, they gonna throw motherfucking rotten tomatoes up at stage at you. You shining.
And then I feel like I got blamed because of what happened when they threw those.
Because they not gonna take accountability for doing their own dumb shit. I didn't only threw the motherfucking tomato because you was on stage and I thought I was on stage. Stop me. Don't be nobody whooping pad. Don't let no motherfucker fill your back with spikes. There's nowhere in the rule book where it say that you have to be a victim. But in order to be a victim, you have to consent to that.
Absolutely.
But it's not in the rule book that you have to be.
Okay.
The rule book say, let the gold in your heart shine into the world and become the light amongst men.
Thank you.
Stop asking for permission and start giving fucking orders. Stop taking the back seat when you a motherfucking driver. Gonna always be motherfucking fucked up when you don't take the leadership position and you got all of the qualifications and you following motherfuckers that ain't even got no skills. So how the fuck they gonna be qualified? Take a step back, go into the dark space of the self, turn off your lights, make up your own mind to be your own self leader and watch how others follow. Because when you learn what you need to know about yourself, that's going to empower you. You're going to affect other people because they're going to be drawn to that level of empowerment.
So I have this recent dream. I found myself, I was in a pool. I wrote about it on my page. I was in a pool and I was dressed in black lace with a veiled woman. And there was a creature that popped up and it called me. So I went below the surface, and under this surface, beautiful, it was rivers and waterfalls and trees, and it was just beautiful. And when I found—
You're describing the way Venus used to look before the Great War. You might be a Venusian. You might be going through a past life regression. Venus was a water world before the war.
Okay.
It was very feminine, just like Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And like the leaves they looked like the movie The Avatar.
It was similar. It definitely gave Avatar vibes.
Yeah.
And then when I got up, I heard the call again. She called me, and I rose. And when I rose, I was dressed in white translucent garments. And then when I came back up, she told me to go find James and Angel for guidance and direction. And I found myself in a school when I was questioning what I was doing there. When I went into the office to ask for James, Angel appeared, and Angel took me and guided me across this parking lot pointed me to across this parking lot to this like old building. And I went into this building. It was almost like a terminal. And there was gold numbers. And I'm hesitant to say where I was being directed just because I want to keep that private. But I seen where I was being directed, and I don't want to go into the frequency of fear, right? But I still questioned, what am I supposed to do with this gift? Because when I say I've had dreams where I was hit at one point, and I was hit by a car in a dream. And when I woke up, I had the bruise on my leg in the same spot that I was hit. So like that freaked me out. And I called one of my friends to reach out because she is extremely gifted she's extremely gifted. Uncle Rod, what am I supposed to do? And then how do I discern if that message is for me or if that's for someone else? Because shortly after I got hit in my leg, a couple of days later, someone that I had just met, maybe within like a week or 2 times frame, their brother was hit by a car, a hit and run. So I don't know if that was like some type of premonition. And then I felt like I was too late because I didn't know where that message was supposed to go.
It wasn't for you to prevent it. or else you would have knew where the message was supposed to go. You needed to know what was going to happen so that you can know where your abilities are. You haven't, so it's a certain training, like warrior training, that I would ascribe for you to go through, right? So what I'm doing is I'm gonna have you inbox me because I would like to do this on a live and give you all of the book references and all of that stuff. I think that'd be cool, but it's some other stuff that I want to go into, and I need to look over a few other materials because I want to line up something that's going to empower you and also help you understand your gifts. When you understand them, you can control them better. The more you understand your gift, the better you can control it. And the better you can control it, the easier you can relay it to where it needs to be. And the accuracy will be uncanny. That would be the part that you would keep to yourself because the accuracy level that you tuned in for can be so literal that it's almost as if you're causing it to happen when you tell people. But it's already at play.
Right.
Right. So you need some psychic self-defense lessons. You need some warrior training. And shit, I'd send your ass to boot camp for physical fitness and mental challenge. Because once you get your confidence level to where your spiritual level is, watch out, world.
Thank
You
you.
got the gift, but you still don't understand how you're supposed to use it because you still don't trust yourself to use it correctly. Because you know in your heart of hearts with great power comes great responsibility, and that's what you're running from.
Because I get in trouble. Spirit snatches me fuck up. When I don't do right, I get snatched. So I listen. But I get in trouble. I know I do.
Yeah, you straight though. You on, and you say your daughter got the same abilities?
She does.
How old is she?
She's 5.5.
You start training with her. She's gonna empower you by teaching her how to harness hers. And I'll tell you what to do.
So I tell her sometimes where to go, and I also tell her who to go to. And when I knew that things were coming my way, that were being thrown at us, she travels. And I've tried to keep her from traveling by doing like gridding her bed and things like that. But when I tried to do that, she would come into my room the day.
Yeah, nightmares.
And like she even woke up I want to say a week ago and told me something, and I was just like, okay.
So my son used to panic when he traveled because he's seen in the spirit realm. He's seen giant zombies fighting giant robots.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the conflict going on in the spiritual warfare on, I think, 6th dimension at that time.
So I'm not educated on the dimensions, but I know that there's like, I even woke up yesterday or today and I was just like, something happened and I'm tired. I was fighting. I know I was. And
because your highest expression is a warrior. And that's why you need warrior training to bring it to the forefront.
I wrote this like this. This is what I say often. You wrote this like really?
This is exactly right out your book of life. You've been being soft on yourself because you don't want to push yourself to be as great as you could be.
I know what to do I know in some instances when I need to gain clarity or have have like a very clear dream, I know exactly what to do. And I do find myself, I have found myself sabotaging that. And that has, I know that that comes with doing more shadow, right? But I feel I've been tired. I've been tired and I've put in a lot of work. And I know work that needs to be done.
Right
But
now, start with this. Get a Tai Chi instructional video for children. And do that with your daughter as a bonding exercise between the two of y'all. Then also take spiritual baths.
I do those.
And well, now it's getting cold. So for grounding,
Mm-hmm.
you'll get potting soil
Mm-hmm.
and pack it down in the box.
Mm-hmm.
And you put your feet in there in the house. Like you soak it in water, only
Mm-hmm.
you sitting on the dirt.
So that there was one time I woke up real early and Spirit told me to go to the ocean. And so I started getting dressed and it was like, no, you need to get in the ocean. I'm like, it's like 50 some degrees outside. Like, get in the ocean. So I bundled up and I went and I prayed and I sat on the beach and I heard like, go in. So I went in and I felt like this cleansing, right? And as I was traveling home, my best friend called me and she said, I had a dream. I had a dream that you were having a home birth and you were giving birth in the water, but your doula, your midwife called and said that you were having complications and you had to go to the hospital. And I literally just started bawling, right? Because the purpose of me going, I knew that there was something that was on me that I had to get off, right? Something that I needed to release. And it was just, I love when I have those messages, right, that come, and that confirmation that comes from someone else that's like, you are on your right path. You are doing what you're supposed to be doing. I just know that I need to be running. Yeah.
That's okay. So when you start running and the wind blow on you,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna bring your memories that you're looking for back.
Okay.
They caught in the atmosphere, and you already subconsciously know running is what's going to open up your gifts.
Okay.
Yeah. But inbox me. I'm gonna need a couple of days to put a program together. But the Tai Chi and the spiritual baths and the grounding is the first steps. And do it with your daughter as a team sport, because she's going to inspire you, and that's going to boost your confidence because you her protector, her teacher, and her guardian, and you teaching her what you learning in real time. So you giving her all of the tools. By the time she get your age, she might be able to walk on air.
She's her started that I take note, right? She woke up one day, she was like, Paul Rain is he was in a storm. We have to call him. I'm like, okay. She was like, no, we have to call him. I'm like, okay. She called her Paul Rain, and sure enough, he was like, who told you that? She's like, He was like, I was in a storm driving and it was raining, and I was extremely scared, and she's told me some other things where I trust what she says. I listen to my 5-year-old sometimes. Absolutely.
Right, because the ancestors can come through elders and the youth easier than they can us in the prime of life, because we be so cluttered with life that we can't hear them.
Right.
And that's why I say practice self-talk, so you can recognize when your higher self talking to you versus one of your ancestors that's going to try to take some of your power away. You can check them to cure generational curses. And then all of the ancestors that's about the right thing, they going to back you up because they over there where you at. So you can't physically slap him in the head, but they can.
Okay. Before you dismiss.
So as soon as you call them on their shit, because they're going to come through and try to influence you, you can take another drink. And you like, that's not my voice. Who the hell is that? Oh, that's Uncle Charles.